Test 1, Question 19. Elizabeth rolls a standard die labeled 1 to 6 100 times. Which of the following experimental outcomes is not likely? Alright, for this problem, there's a couple things we need to break down. First off, we are dealing with what is known as a standard die. Standard die is important because it indicates that this is a fair dice chance and that each side has an equal chance of showing up. So on a 6-sided die, if it is a 6-sided die, then the probability of getting a 1 or a 2 or a 3 or a 4 or a 5 or a 6 should all be the same. Second, this dice is rolled 100 times. This is important because when you increase the number of times you repeat a probabilistic outcome, the result will trend towards theoretical values. So it trends towards theory with large numbers. Now, what is considered a large number will vary, but in this case we'll say 100 is sufficient to say that our answers should look very similar to probability. We shouldn't have any really good luck that day where we're rolling a bunch of 6s and 5s, or really bad luck where we're rolling a bunch of 1s and 2s. We should expect our luck to kind of balance out, and we'll get around the same amount for each side of the dice. And then finally, we want to look at which of the following is not likely. So we're going to look through each case and then consider which is unlikely. Alright, before we can get into determining the probabilistic outcomes of each case, we need to give a little bit of background on probability. So first we denote the probability of an event, let's say an event A, from happening. We denote it as P of A, which is the probability of A, the event A. So the probability of A happening is written in this way. As an example, let's consider what is the probability of rolling a 1 on our dice. That is going to be 1 in 6 because there's 6 sides to the dice, and the 1 has one of those chances to show up. And that can be extrapolated to each of the sides, so probability of 1 is the same as 3, the same as 2, 4, 5, and 6. And that is 1 in 6. Now we want to consider each of the possibilities in the answer choices. So in answer choice A, we're asked the probability of a number greater than 2. So we would write this as the probability of n greater than 2. This is the same as the probability of 3 plus the probability of 4 plus the probability of 5 plus the probability of 6, which is 4 out of 6, and we'll leave it in that form when we get to y in just a minute. Next, we want to consider the probability of an even number. So n is equal to even, and in this case we just write probability of 2 plus probability of 4 plus the probability of 6, which adds up to 3 out of 6. Third, we want to consider the probability of a number that is less than 4. So numbers that are less than 4 are 1, 2, and 3, which gives us 3 out of 6. And finally, we look at the probability of n less than 3, which is the probability of 1 plus the probability of 2, which is 2 out of 6. Alright, finally, we want to take each of these probabilities and multiply it by the total number of rolls. This will give us the expected number of rolls for each scenario. So 4 out of 6 times 100 comes out to approximately 67 dice rolls. 3 out of 6 times 100 comes out to exactly 50. The same can be said for the second 3 out of 6. And finally, for 2 out of 6 times 100, this comes out to approximately 33 rolls. If we look at our answer choices, we can see that each of these cases, other than answer choice C, match with the expected outcomes. So our answer for which is not likely is going to be answer choice C. Thank you for watching this video. These math tutorials are based on the TSI Assessments Secrets study guide by Mometrix. You can find the 2016 version here or the 2020 version, which was updated based on the TSI 2.0 exam. If you would like to reach out to the instructor, you can reach out at the email on screen, or if you have general questions for Del Mar College Veterans Upward Bound, you can reach out at vub@delmar.edu or text or call the number on the screen. Finally, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this.